is not a political video.
I'm SnarkyGuy, and I approve this message.
I hate politics. And my grandpa always used to say politics is kind of like buttholes. Everybody got one, and some of them stink.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
You know, this year I'm kind of feeling like this balloon. You know, it was floating earlier in my classroom, and after a while, it gave up. Didn't know quite what to do.
Can we get serious now?
Kind of feel like that balloon right now. I'm not really sure what to do. You see, we have two choices for presidents this year. Trump or Biden.
You must choose. But choose wisely.
And like so many years, I feel like that we're given the choice. Would you like the poo-poo, or would you like the poo-poo? Would you like the chocolate-covered poo-poo, the poo-poo-colored chocolate? Well, what's the choice?
So I'm totally weirded out by this, right?
And you know, I think I'm going to vote for the poo-poo. And for a good reason, too. I think as an American, even an American living abroad here in China, I think it is my duty to vote.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Because if you don't vote, you have no reason to complain. You got nothing to complain about if you don't give some action.
Amazing.
If you don't get out there and exercise your civic duty as an American.
Duty.
It's a little harder when you don't like either of the choices that are being made.
Some things never change.
And we got the crazy boss who just doesn't listen to anybody. And then we got the creepy guy that kids just kind of want to run away from. Well, what's the right choice there?
Who is your perfect guy?
I'm not really sure there is a right choice, per se. But I think we should make a choice.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Even if we are given a pair of choices. The political landscape is always changing, and so I feel that it is your right as an American, my right as an American.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Or whatever country you happen to live in, to vote and exercise your civic ability, your ability to control your country through the minusculeness of your vote.
He's looking at you, kid.
Because it counts a lot. Now, in my case, some of you guys know, I'm actually registered to vote in Oklahoma because that's where I lived in the U.S. For some time. And it is a predominantly red state. That means if I'm voting for Trump, well, my vote really doesn't count because a lot of people are going to be voting for Trump. And if I'm voting for Biden, again, since so many people are voting for Trump in that state, likely my vote doesn't count either way. So does my vote count? Why bother? Well, it matters because I am voting. I'm exercising my civic duty to do so.
Duty.
And I think that's important. I think it's important to get out there and vote because even though I may not be able to change the political landscape on a big scale, I can always change it on the small scale.
Why don't you get out of there? Give someone else a chance.
I can vote for the individual candidates that do matter. Your individual congressmen, senatormen, your mayors, some of the individual posts in different counties that do make a difference on a day-to-day basis for those citizens. I think that's important.
One of these men may save your life one of these days. You understand that?
Presidents, obviously, a president is not a dictator. Therefore, they do have certain checks and balances, obviously. Now, is my vote going to affect that checks and balances in the grand scheme today? Maybe not.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
But I still think it's important. I think it's always important to get out there and vote because if we don't use that ability, we may lose it. It's like a muscle. You stop using it and, well, you kind of get a little softer in the middle.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
You see where I'm going with this. So yeah, at the end of the day, I can't say that I agree with either candidate necessarily.
There's a lot of things about me you don't know anything about, Daddy. Things you wouldn't understand. Things you couldn't understand. Things you shouldn't understand.
But how does it affect me, my bottom dollar here as an American living in China?
A ring-a-ding-ding?
Well, if I vote for Biden, maybe he might, bend some fences across the aisle either way. Possibly, then again, maybe not. If I vote for Trump, he may continue some of his hard-line policies with China, but then again, maybe not. you know, you can see this can kind of go either way.
You got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
And unfortunately, we don't have the benefit of hindsight as far as, you know, which way this could go to help influence our vote necessarily.
Here's Johnny.
Where do we go from here, right? I can't say I have the answer to that.
That goes without saying.
So yeah, I sent off my ballot. I sent that off yesterday, absentee. Cost me about $30 US to send that off. I had to go through a whole bunch of, you know, hoopla, lick it, send it, lick it and stick it, as it were. So I made a choice, and it wasn't an easy one, but I made a choice, and I think that that is my point, and that is the point of this video. Make a choice, make a stand. It may not always be the right one.
I'm just trying to give you your money's worth.
You know, my grandpa always used to say, you know, sometimes you need to make a decision. It may not be the right decision, but at least you've made a decision. So I made my decision. I chose to vote for the old guy. Yeah, I know they're both old. But at the end of the day, you have to make a decision. You have to make a choice. And I feel comfortable in the fact that I have made that choice. We'll see what happens. That's all I got to say about that.